latch on to the affirmative and don't mess with Mr. In Between. You gotta spread joy up to the maximum, bring gloom down to the minimum. Have faith or pandemonium's liable to walk upon the scene. Accentuate the positive and eliminate the negative and latch on to the affirmative and don't mess with Mr. In Between.
Three, two, one.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Wow.
You didn't expect that, did you?
Well, I guess not, did I? All right.
I was told the background Christmas music was annoying. And what is the other word?
Well, listeners, the audience always says, can you turn off that music or turn it down or anything? I can't understand what you're saying.
So we opted not to do that, but I surprised him with opening up with a wishing you a very Merry Christmas. This is a Christmas season, and this is a Christmas episode.
And of course, the confusion on my look.
But you just joined me
Wow.
extemporaneously, and you know what? I love it.
Okay. Meanwhile, everybody's going, what's going on? What show is this?
So this is
Oh, no.
episode 63. That's 6-3.
6-3.
And let me ask you this, listeners out there.
But who's the host?
Oh, you're Jeff. I'm Kat, and this is... I'm Kat. This is...
I'm Jeff.
There you go. I flipped it up on you.
And this is Miracles Online Podcast.
Miracles Online Podcast.
About relationships, dating, love, marriages. And today it's about
holidays. And you know, the holidays are a magical time. They are a really magical time. But today's topic is about holiday. And gosh, we don't have a red flag. Holiday red flags.
Oh, no.
When you're dating. So let me ask you this, listeners, viewers out there. Are you dating someone who's showing up for the season? Or are they avoiding being seen altogether?
What does that mean?
Well, we're going to dive right into it, Jeff. We've got about 6 talking points here for holiday dating red flags. This isn't all doom and gloom because as usual, we like to come up with some action items, some things that you can be intentional with and be active with to, mitigate, sidestep, eliminate, disintegrate these red flags.
There
you go. So talking point number 1, Jeff, is the disappearing act. So if you have someone who gets real busy every holiday, and I've talked to people that, because I'm, always curious about the relationships, they avoid plans or they keep you compartmentalized. In other words, you're over here and family's over there. It's not the season, it's their capacity. How much, bandwidth do they have for family, for Christmas, for celebrating? And we've talked in previous episode about the dynamics because there can be some deep-seated dynamics that can cause this. Today's, again, episode is really just to reveal and share some maybe little known or less known or more known red flags that you should look out for. So the disappearing act is definitely one. Jeff, you want to take number 2, and that is the secret season syndrome.
The SSS.
Oh,
wow. What's the deal with that? Well, if you're not invited to their real life.
Into their real life, okay.
What is real life? Is friends, family, people in his circle, even conversations.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So you need to pay attention.
Pay attention to that, absolutely.
And the holidays will expose who they will integrate and willing to bring it, or is it just out of convenience? What does that mean? Convenience. In other words, they just want you to go shh. They don't want you to ask a lot of questions. They don't want you to interact. And all of a sudden you're kind of going, why am I here?
And again, there's a lot of deep reasons, in that. And I think this is, particularly this episode is to expose maybe those early parts of dating, the earlier journey in dating. And, sometimes you meet someone and the holidays are right there, right? So it's very important, to pay attention to those red flags so that you can make an informed decision on how far you want to go in the relationship, what this relationship is going to be like, because the holidays come around kind of like taxes every year.
Woof.
Right?
Why'd you have to bring that up?
Sorry.
Wow.
So I'll hit on number 3, Jeffrey.
Please do.
And that is the red flag of performance romance. So what is performance?
What? I have to perform now.
I know. The guy's got to perform. So grand gestures with little consistency. So what is that? We've all met guys and gals who do a lot of big talking, but there's no action. They talk big about a lot of things, and I won't go into the plethora of topics that could be grandiose, but then there's no consistency. There's no follow through. So
you mean they're just making up crap?
Basically. So they make big promises, but minimal presence. Okay.
Well, are we talking about doing this in front of your friends?
We call that blowhards.
Oh,
and that can be female or so that's basically, being grand and making all these grand gestures about stuff that never comes to fruition. And you're like this thinking it's going to happen, and he or she never really puts it on the calendar or never really orchestrates it to come to fruition.
Let me add something to that, especially when there's grand gestures with no, consistencies. In other words, promises, empty promises. And this is something that single parents, if you're dating, you got to be aware. Don't let these people into your kid's life doing this, because I know even my personal experience, having somebody came into the house, family friend, promised this and that, and then during the holidays, and the kid gets all excited. I was all excited, a little kid, and never happened.
When was this? Your mom?
Oh, this is when I was like probably 5-6 years old.
I thought she was in the States already by then.
No, but it was other. Well, I have other families, babe.
You have other families.
In other words, uncle, my grandmother, so forth.
Yeah.
And basically what it is just be aware. If you're dating someone who likes to talk a lot, big talker, be aware that during the holidays, especially when kids are,
Okay, but give me the exact example. I don't know this story. So was it okay?
Have to tell the story.
So Clem had a girlfriend and she was promising
to
take you to the circus or something?
No, this was I think maybe a friend or a classmate of my uncle. Right.
Okay. And, female or male?
No, it doesn't
matter. Okay.
Would that matter? Okay. Really? Okay. I look.
It doesn't matter.
Okay. Anyway, it was a guy.
Okay.
Who was like, and as a kid, when you see somebody come in with your family member and they're young and they're exciting, you're excited. Like I said, I was probably 5, maybe 6.
You were little, yeah.
Yeah, I was a little kid, so I'm all excited. It's like I want to play too, that type of thing.
Sure.
And ultimately, this guy, it's like, oh yeah, we got this and we got that, and I'll tell you what, next time I come over, I'm going to bring you this. And he promised this big airplane that had paratroopers that could fly around my room.
This sounds like a Beaver episode.
And of course, as a kid, you're never thinking that logistically a toy can't do half of this. You just don't know those things.
He was a big blowhard.
So, when you're just going, can it do this? And they go, oh yeah, and it can do this and then more. And, and build this
RoboCop.
They built this big toy fantasy up in my head, right?
Wow.
And for at least a couple of days, I was just so excited and geeked, ready for this to appear in my life. And needless to say, that guy never came back to the house, and I never saw anything.
Right.
And he eventually just goes away. But periodically, when people says, what are some of the things that you remember as a kid that made you go, oh, that made me go, oh.
Empty promises. And Jeff touched on it briefly. I was a single mom for over a decade, I was very careful. I mean, I went to extreme, have the guy park the car 2 blocks away, sneak in the back slider. They would never know anyone was there.
Moving furniture.
I was, we're just moving furniture. I was very protective, being a single mom. I didn't want my kids to see men go in and out, and it takes, kissing the frogs before you find Prince Charming, as I did here.
She came to the North Pole, and there's the pole.
So, protect your kids if you're single parent, whether you're father, single parent, custody, or woman, and you're dating. Just be careful of that, especially during the holidays, but really anytime.
Just know that kids are very gullible. And that's really where
absolutely. And that's the last point on the performance romances. Holiday optics without emotional follow through. Definitely, you had the holiday optics, with this big super turbojet plane that never came to fruition, and as a 5-year-old, gosh, and that was, I'm sure, a huge letdown.
I'm 61
on humanity.
I'm 61. I still remember the story. Think of that, right?
I'm sorry, sweetie. Where's the violin? Is there a violin there? Come on. We need we need a violin. Don't we? Come on, guys. You want to hear a violin?
There's no violin.
There's no sad
we have?
Story. Come on.
Yeah, that's right. It just kind of gave me the. Anyway, I'm all good now because
because you got me.
No, because I know those things don't exist.
Because that was a made-up toy, huh?
Yeah. Now, don't matter how great the toy was, we can't make it do what I was told it could do. So anyway.
Yeah. So, a little exaggeration. Blowhard there.
Yep.
So number 4. Talking point here, guys, for holiday red flags is someone who's emotionally withholding. That's their kind of persona, but they're disguising this as independence. So that's a twist, kind of a twist. So what does that look like? Someone, male or female, saying, I'm not really big on holidays.
What the heck does that mean?
But it can really mean, what it really means? The translation to that is, I don't want emotional responsibility. That's what it really means.
No. Or I'm cheap. I'm not getting you stuff.
Well, hopefully you're not past the second date with someone who's cheap. But I guess there are cheap people out there. They can disguise that as, pity parties and poor pitiful me. But hey, people could be in between jobs and things like that too.
It's not necessarily cheap.
And feel pressured. We talked about that in previous holiday episode. The monetary pressure and the pressure to perform that way. With gifts and spending money and outdoing each other and all that garbage, which has nothing to do with the love and beauty of the season.
That's right.
Because Jesus is the reason for the season.
If you actually, are strapped for funds and don't have the luxury to spend, don't be afraid to be truthful and upfront. I am working really hard and, my budget is super tight. And if you don't mind, I'm not really extravagant during Christmas holidays because I can't afford it. Nobody's going to ever fault you for saying this.
Honesty is always the best policy in anything that's uncomfortable. But if the other person is truly hiding this, emotional withholding of the holidays, disguising it as any of those other things, then you need to find out about that early. That's a red flag that you need to know that you're dealing with.
Yeah, you don't want to find out later that this person has this so-called this inferiority complex. So therefore, I must satisfy other people's desires by me over-promising and never deliver. And that is just not a good character trait. So if you find yourself in a position that you're feeling like you're pressured, you're not. The pressure is upon yourself. Right. We make this up in our own head.
Our own heads, yes.
Or it was taught to us by parents, friends, whatever it may be in the way back machine.
But we decided in our life map that was reality. But here's the beauty. We can change in a moment. We can change our mind and reframe. Life isn't miserable or people unhappy because that's the way it is. It's because that's what they decided to think it was. But we control our thoughts. We can change our thoughts.
You see how we turned this around? We made sure that you will not become a red flag for someone else.
See, well, and it works both ways. If you just remember to keep talking.
Communication's honesty.
Be honest and be positive. And be thankful.
Always.
So let's go to talking point 5. You want to take that one?
5?
Yeah, let's go with that one.
Let me look in my notes. It says rushed intimacy, which is one of my favorites. Right?
Oh, you like rushing intimacy?
Oh yeah, I just met you 5 minutes ago. I know you're hot. Let's go do it.
Oh wow.
See, guys, this is how guys think, because we've been brainwashed. We've been brainwashed into these stupid little sexual fantasies, so that we think rushed intimacy is hot. Oh, it's so hot, And the fact remaining is that there's no bonding in that, and it just is pressure to escalate without any kind of foundation being built.
Lust without love is lust. That's all it is.
Yeah. Well, you have to understand that the propaganda in our world kind of promotes that love is this, safety thing, and then the lust and the passion, that's the excitement. And it's, I get that, and I used to believe that, but it's not necessarily the truth, because when love comes in, it's
what do you mean? We're still at 27 years.
No, I'm talking about lust.
And oh no,
lust.
Not lust.
Yeah.
Lust is void of any deep feeling of love. Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying. Lust has this immediate intimacy and passion and this energy attached to it. You thinking that's where it is, where they're not understanding overall the big picture is that love is nurtured and reared and built, and it grows, and eventually you'll recognize that passion and that intensity, that intimacy is a million times greater, denser, more robust, more within yourself. It just cuts right through. But if you never have enough time to develop it, it's hard to have that so-called benchmark.
Absolutely. It's just like trust. You build trust over time. You build intimacy over time, which includes trust. So that can be a red flag, the rushed intimacy, right? For, let's say, the one who's receiving the rushed intimacy, they may feel, okay, you're trying to love bomb me. You're trying to, pressure me to escalate without the love, without a foundation. And it feels like urgency, not intimacy.
Well, yeah. And if you come out with the communication and be honest about this, and the person that's pushing you goes, okay, I get it. So sorry. Let me just retract. Then there's an opportunity.
Yes.
There's something to grow. But if that person start playing that stupid guilt game, it's like, if you really care about me, you do this. If you really, and when people goes, if you do this for me, then you realize already that their mindset is on them. It's a self-serving. Right.
Yep.
And that's not ever going to balance unless that person has an entire memory wipe and really understand. Yeah, because it's when you're compartmentalized into self first and ego driven, so everything is self importance. You really need to crush that paradigm wall, because just to go, I will change. How many times we've met people, they go, I will change. And then within a very short time frame, they just kind of start going back to the same old song and dance.
I never had anybody say, I will change.
So with that case, my point to you is, because they didn't change, because they can't change, because they don't know how to change when you're still got those kind of walls.
Absolutely. I mean, the first step is you have to raise your level of consciousness. I used to imagine, you've got a sheet over your head. Until you take the sheet off your head and see the light and be aware, be intentional.
That's right.
And pay attention. You don't know what you're not seeing.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, 100% on that.
Attention to.
So again, it always goes back to, what is the intention from that other person pushing you when you communicate? is it changing? If it's not, then you realize,
exactly. But it is something in the onset. If you see, if you feel a rushed intimacy, or you feel like you're being love bombed, fast bomb, like speed this to fast bomb, love bombing, pay attention. And really, the flag, as I see it, is the flag is saying, pay attention here. So it doesn't mean, oh, that's it. That's an absolute no, shut it down. But it does mean pay attention. Yep. So in all of these points that we mentioned, these are areas of opportunity where you can go, okay, this may warrant me paying a little bit more attention here, to see where it goes, how authentic it is, where we need to communicate, or as I always say, follow your inner knower, your gut feeling. If something tells you shut it down, close the deck and shut it down. There's many ways to do that.
Yep.
Right?
Yes. 100%. 100%.
Perfect. So the sixth and last red flag, Jeff, is avoidance of meaningful conversations.
I like it how you go, Jeff.
A
voice of meaningful conversations. Jeff.
We have many meaningful conversations.
We're doing this all the time.
We have many meaningful conversations. In fact, let us know in comments out there if you can, because I was talking to my personal trainer. Actually, she's in her 20s, very evolved young lady. And she's had conversations with her significant other that, many of her friends, most of her friends never have, even ones who have been married for many years. It's like, these are conversations you should have had before you got married. You don't know that about him or her now. Right. So it helped me kind of inspire me to brainstorm on coming up with some sort of a card deck for couples, like questions that you need to ask each other, right. Before you commit.
Well, because there is.
Don't wait 10 years and go, oh, I didn't know you didn't want to have kids.
There isn't any kind of handbook.
No.
And that's the problem. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of self-help books, but it hasn't gotten into the culture's mindset is that, hey, I'm in love. I need to prepare our journey the best we can. So what kind of resources should I be getting to get?
And I think it would be a lot more fun than going to a couple, that seems so, let's go to couples therapy, pre-marriage couples therapy to your pastor or to,
but there's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that, but it just seems so, I just think it would be a lot more fun to have a deck of cards and you kind of play a game with a deck of cards, asking each other questions.
You know what's the difference? You don't have any guilt when you're sitting in front of a deck of cards, where you have guilt when you're sitting in front of someone at a religious
and
site.
For all intents and purposes, they're usually a stranger, or you don't know them as intimate as you do as your significant other. And so you can be more free-flowing. You can explore those questions and those answers in a safe, comfortable, safe, haven, your home, your space. Yeah. And it's funny because I thought about this, Jeff, when I had this inspiration to come up with this card deck. I bought us a couples card deck quite a few years ago.
Wow.
We pulled out 2 or 3 questions and we put it on the shelf because we both realized that they were very elementary questions. Like, we were so far beyond what this deck was asking us. Do you remember that?
I remember it, but I thought it was not necessarily just too fundamental. It was actually causing, asking questions that would create tension. And I didn't think that was
really.
Yeah. I remember it being that there were questions that was asked and you were going like, how is this relevant? And also that would just create arguments. And yet I get it. It's a game, if you will. This novelty type of thing.
I don't remember it causing.
Well,
do you remember a question?
No, I don't remember. But I do remember both of us looking at this, like, and then okay, then we did another one. Then we went serious.
Yeah,
and it got to the point where it was just like, okay, this isn't giving us discussion. This is wanting us to pick on each other, or pick each other apart, or try to find negativity within us. I mean, it's like, no, this isn't.
I'm going to
really
have to find that deck and make sure I don't put those sorts of questions in my deck for new couples. But yeah, that I do remember that it just seemed, the question seemed odd, and it just wasn't where we were at.
Well, I think, maybe when you're just like 6 weeks into it, you want to challenge each other. Maybe that works. I never want to be the proponent to say that, hey, asking intense questions is, negative. It's not always negative, but it can be if it's too aggressive. And some of the things that you have to recognize, that if you're just getting to know somebody, nobody wants to be barraged with, be pummeled.
Right. Now, but my idea for this is that someone who has been going together for a while and they're serious about each other, and this would be like a premarital fun game, that type of thing, to where you didn't, because there's nothing, it was so alarming to hear that someone is married for X number of years and they had no clue about certain things, like wanting more kids or how many kids. I mean, come on.
Yeah. And you know what? When you're in love, you're thinking that, hey, whatever, we'll go with it.
That's what you're assuming.
That's right. And that's the thing about it, being younger, less experienced. I don't want to say immaturity, because I don't believe that's really the case. I really think
not enough experience.
It's lack of experience more so than immaturity.
Yeah, absolutely.
So don't ever say, try to think, oh, it's at fault. There's no fault to this.
No.
It really needs to be bantered and talk and discuss.
And that's why I think it would be so great, because again, you're madly in love. You've decided to spend the rest of your life with this individual, and maybe you've talked about where you want to live, different things like that, career wise, dreams, things like that. But there's so many questions in life that you could speedball that in a game like this, in a deck like this. They just go, oh yeah, wow, yeah, that's good that we talked about this and found out about this, now. Yes. Sorry, I won't be marrying you. Yeah. No.
Do you like handcuffs?
Yeah.
Wow. That's not what they said. Do you like handcuffs?
Burglar that raided my house.
Oh, wow. All right. So before we go and wrap up toward the end, we'll put the action items also on our Substack, which Kat will go over. And just so everybody know, we are now active with our Yahoo store, so you can get your Miracles Online merchandising. I will have it in the comments or down in description.
And I just saw them. They're really, really cool.
Super neat.
Yeah, I particularly like the glass with the glass straw. The mom's cup, mom's cup is really cool.
Right. So
keeps the bugs out of your glasses or out of your
This
drinks.
is something that we made sure that when we designed these products, that we weren't going to use anything cheap. We wanted something of quality, something of good, and we may try to make it affordable so everybody can,
absolutely
get them and share them. And this is how you can support podcasts like ours, where we don't want just, hey, donate, to us, that we really wanted to be able to bring the message out and then spread the love. And by getting more merchandise, people can see it. What is that heart? What is Yahoo? What is that?
So we're going to have some stuff. Hopefully we're going to order us each a mug.
We're working on it.
In fact, I love the mug that's got Miracles Online book cover on it.
Yes.
For those of you who are first-time listeners, I am the author of Miracles Online, Finding True and Lasting Love in a Digital World. It's a GPS to online dating, whether you're doing it now and haven't had success, or you've never done it and you're a little bit shy of getting started. This book will help you out. It's like a GPS to online dating.
Yep.
And pay attention to the chapter on building your profile, because I've talked to many, many, many single folks, and that's the chapter that has changed their life, especially ones who were already online dating, and then they upgraded their profile to attract what they're truly looking for. Has made incredible differences, and we're looking for some for some stories real soon as their stories progress.
I'm excited.
Love Online. So Miracles Online, pick it up on Amazon. It's less than $10. Pick it up for a gift. You know, pick up a couple of them if you've got single, divorced, widowed, or just someone who's looking for love. And they'll find it.
Oh, 100%. Because you know what?
It's a big pool out there.
Everything in that book is tested and true, tried
and true and tested.
Because we're
27 plus years.
That's right.
Yep, we were pioneers back in the day. So now with the advent of advanced technology, there's no excuse for you not dipping into that pool, because it just opens up your potentiality for the right person. You know, I read, and I really believe it, that one, if not the most important decision that you will make in your life is choosing your life partner. And I know for me, it's been a Miracle Online. Hey, puppy dog.
That's right.
So with that, is there anything else you want to cover before I go into our closing poem, Jeff?
Let's just talk about the action items. Let's read it through real quick, right?
Oh, okay.
So watch patterns.
Not presence. Yep.
What does that mean?
I'll read the second one. In other words, watch patterns. It's a tongue-in-cheek, not presence. In other words, look at what they're doing, not what they're giving.
Oh,
they can give you a diamond ring, but if they're not showing up and they're, blah, blah, blah. So look at patterns, not presence.
Yep.
Number 2, listen for consistency, not charm. We know there's a lot of charming men and women out there, but if they're not doing what they say, they're not walking their talk, they're not being authentic, that's a red flag. Go ahead, take the next one, Jeff.
Notice how they handle closeness, not chaos.
Not chaos.
So in other words, are they sensitive and tender at the moments needed? Or are they constantly going crazy? I'm out of control.
And I think you have a very good balance of both, Jeff.
I'm never out of control.
Ask yourself, do I feel more secure or more confused? And, that's a huge one. How do you feel around them?
Yeah.
Do you feel tense? Do you feel anxious? Do you feel, like you want to shrink? Do you feel insecure? Do you feel confused? Ask yourself how you feel. That's that inner knower.
Yeah.
That beyond putting things in words will really tell you if you need to, staycate or vacate.
That's right. Are you the fit? Is a complementary to each other. Yeah. You didn't know that. You need to be truthful about that. Just because somebody's hot, look great, I'll look past that.
Yeah.
No, because you know what? Looks fade.
Yep. Are we a fit? And the last one, trust how your nervous system responds, not just your hopes. And that's back to your inner knower. Yeah. That's back to, your gut feeling, your heart feeling. Yeah. Are you feeling tenseness or stress or something? And in what part of your body? Trust that.
That's right.
Because your nervous system or your inner knower, these aren't just woo-woo things. It's a culmination of your entire life of knowledge, of information, of past experiences, relationships, everything. And your mind takes that all and connects the dots and distills it. And that's what comes up and presents itself as your inner knower. So trust it.
That's right.
Trust it.
And be aware of what's going on yourself. Because if you're the kind of person that goes, oh, you drive me nuts. Look what kind of energy you're putting into the universe as well, right? And what are you telling yourself constantly in your paradigm? This person drives me nuts. Why would you want to do that? Is it you or is it them? So do understand. Yeah, trust your
and
system.
We control the nuts, so more than likely it's something going on with us.
If
we're driving our nuts. Alrighty, so we ready for the poem, sweetie?
Ho, ho, ho. Ho, ho, ho. Before you go into the poem, don't forget, like and subscribe and share our podcast. We want the whole world to be able to find their perfect, true love and build families and find greatness in life. These are the things that we would like to promote, and this is what we do, Miracles Online Podcast. So help us do that. And
we thank you in advance.
Always. I'm very grateful for all of you.
We're thankful for you, and I'm thankful for you.
Ho, ho, ho.
Okay, so I don't have a name for this poem. I'm just going to call it the Holiday Dating Poem. We're not going to reiterate the red flags. So pay attention to who shows up when there's nothing to perform. Notice who makes room instead of excuses, who brings presents, presence, not just packages. Love doesn't go missing in December. It becomes unmistakable. So don't chase the sparkle, follow the steadiness. Choose the one who doesn't vanish when things get real, who doesn't rush you past your intuition. This season, let clarity be the gift you keep, because the right connection won't feel louder, it will feel safer. And as you move through this holiday season, ask yourself, am I holding on to the potential of who this person could be, or honoring the truth of how they are actually showing up?
Yes, fantastic. And with that, I want to thank you all for tuning in, and I'm wishing you a wonderful holiday season as we get closer and closer to the end of this year. It has been a fantastic 2025 for all of us. Even though the world seems to be going topsy-turvy, it is actually not. So have your heart, embrace, rejoice in love. And with that, thank you for tuning in. Miracles Online. I'm going to kiss my little bear. And then my bear is going to say something, right?
Bye.
Looking for love online? The book Miracles Online by Kat Trolinos reveals the secrets to finding real connections in a digital world. Get yours today and give someone the hope of true love.